The meeting of the Dare County Board of Elections will come to order at 10 a.m. Everyone, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Has everyone had a chance to look over the agenda?
Yes.
Okay, I will accept a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, did everyone have a chance to look over the minutes from our July 22nd meeting?
Yes. Yes.
Any corrections, additions? All right. May I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
I move that we approve the minute. I move that we approve the minutes as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. The purpose of today's meeting is to approve personnel appointments in the slots of chief judges and poll judges for each of the 16 precincts in Dare County. Let me find my sheet. In the past, it has been the practice of the Dare County Board to go into closed session to discuss the lists that have been submitted by the parties. It is the preference of the chair that we do the same today. And so I would like someone, I will entertain a motion for us to convene in closed session under 143-318.11, Section 6, to consider the qualifications, competence, performance, character, fitness, conditions of appointment for these particular Dare County employees. Is there a motion?
I move we go to closed session under the statutory requirements as just listed.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Okay. The motion passes. We are in closed session, Pam. The Dare County Board of Elections is reconvening in open session at 11:55 a.m. The following is a list of judges and chiefs for the 16 precincts in Dare County as discussed by the board in closed session, and they are Avon, Angela Meekins, chief; Diana Scarborough, judge; Kathy Deemer, judge; Buxton, Sarah Barley, chief; Michael Gold, judge; Donna Parker, judge; Chickamaucomico, Timothy James Julian, chief; James Plunkett, judge; Teresa Lauder, judge; Collington, Regina Mackin, chief; Tracy Swain, judge; Daniel Hoggard, judge; Duck, Bev Kirchner, chief; Jackie Orsulak, judge; Michael Klemkowitz, judge; Eastlake, Crystal Bass Knight, chief; Wendy Dale, judge; April Carter, judge; Frisco, Ronnie Pope, chief; Karen Surfling, judge; Julie Rowe, judge; Hatteras, Laura Young, chief; Gail Skakel, judge; Melissa D. Callahan, judge; Kill Devil Hills, Suzanne Niederlander, chief; Georgia Ellis, judge; Frankie Griffin, judge; Kitty Hawk, Charles A. Lewis, chief; Marjorie Dinger, judge; Stephen Leroy, judge; Mans Harbor, Dawn Elise Gibbs, chief; Kathleen Twitty, judge; Daniel Burdett, judge; Manio, Amy A. Davis, chief; Nancy Louise Burns, judge; Gay W. Morris, judge; Nags Head, Deborah H. Jones, chief; Victor Fox, judge; Kathy Snyder, judge; Southern Shores, Michelle A. Staton, chief; Lisa Lemaire, judge; Ann Loeffner, judge; Stumpy Point, Kim DeBoisbriand, chief; Dabney Shelton, judge; Valerie Sutton, judge; Wanchese, Kamala Warren, chief; Judy Johnson, judge; Laura Beth Mann, judge. This is the list of chiefs and judges put forward for a term beginning in August 2025 and ending in August 2027 for Dare County precincts. Is there a motion to approve this list?
I move that we approve the list that has just been read on our closed session.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion passes. These are our judges and chiefs for the next 2-year term. We have also put together a slate of precinct assistants for the 6 municipalities that will be having elections this year. These are the assistants whose names have been submitted to us, and they are for Duck, Teresa Rose, James Blows Jr. For Kill Devil Hills, Joanne B. Mathis, Mary Healy, Jessica Luce, Alicia McPhillips, Gail Sabato, Paul Paris. For Kitty Hawk, Wayne Berry, Heidi Hess, Mike Ross. For Manio, Lucille Cindy Christie, Thomas Moran, Crystal Cox, Scott Hazler, Sam Cage. There are no assistants at the current time for Nags Head. They will be appointed later. And for Southern Shores, they are Cynthia O'Neill, Ann Jacobson, Steve Puchala, and Joanne Sulik. These are the assistants appointed for the municipal elections scheduled for November 2025. Is there a motion to approve this list?
I move that we approve the list as reported by the chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion passes. Okay, thank you all. And thanks to the parties for putting together these lists for our consideration. We appreciate all the hard work involved. Next up on our agenda is adoption of a resolution to adopt the duties of the director of the Dare County Board of Elections. This is something we discussed at our prior meeting and agreed to put off until this meeting. This type of resolution has been in place for quite some time in Dare County. And there were some tweaks and to address changes in the law, changes in regulation. And I assume everyone has had a chance to look over it. Okay, is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I move that we approve the resolution on the duties of the director of the Dare County Board of Elections.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on this resolution or any questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Excellent, motion passes. Next up is a motion to cancel our first absentee meeting scheduled for September 30th, 2025. Do you have anything to tell us about this, Madam Director?
Absentee ballots would not have been issued at that point, so there would be nothing to approve.
Makes sense. The chair will entertain a motion to cancel the first absentee meetings currently scheduled for September 30th.
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion passes. Next up, adoption of a resolution to set the schedule of absentee meetings for the November 4th, 2025 municipal. Madam Director.
This resolution will go into the paper. It does not include the September 30th, since you've made the motion to cancel that meeting. And these are all meetings that absentees would potentially be voted on or scanned.
Okay, you should have a complete list of these meetings in your packet. Any questions or discussion about this?
The biggest thing I'd like to make sure that that you guys have looked at is the time frames. So by resolution, we are setting these meetings at 3 p.m. The supplemental absentee meeting will be at 3, and then the pre-canvass meeting is at 5, and that allows for time for meeting deadlines that things are due by requirements, and that's why the times are set.
Okay. And the election day meeting is at 6 p.m., is that correct?
That is, yes, so the reason why the November 3rd meeting is, sometimes we'll call that a pre-election meeting. That's at 5 o'clock to meet the deadline that voters have to get their absentees in for that date. And then 6 o'clock is a gracious amount of time. I picked that time. More than likely, you will open up at 6, and then you can recess and reconvene back at 7:30. There's some potential changes in some of the things that are set forth right now as law in the counting of the ballots, but this allows for whether it changes or not. So you can open the meeting, we can start counting ballots, and then anything that comes in between 6 and 7:30, we'll keep the machines open, and we can address and count those right on up until 7:30. So that allows us to get things moving if that's what you want to do. I think it would be a good way for us to see how these new laws and timeframes work, and we can always revisit these. We will revisit these timeframes for every election. So this is sort of a way to sort of fill out if this is enough time for us. I'm sure it will be for a municipal. We don't have that many absentee by mails. But if we are allowed to go ahead and count the early voting ballots, we can close the polls for those as well. I don't know, typically the last couple elections, it's been 7:30. So if that changes, this gives us a little more time to get things done prior to everything else coming in at 7:30, all the precinct numbers. So that's why I set it at 6.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Anything to,
I have one matter to note. I will not be in attendance on the October 14th absentee meeting number 3. I have a medical appointment and that will preclude me from attending. So just want to let everybody know.
October 14th?
Yes.
We can beam you in from the OR if you prefer.
anyone else? Okay. All right. Is there a motion to approve the resolution for the schedule of absentee meetings?
I move approval of the resolution for absentee meetings for the November 4th municipal election.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. All right, next up, adoption of a resolution regarding delegation to staff of preparatory steps for absentee ballots in the November 4th, 2025 municipal elections. Madam Director,
I don't have much to add. It is what it is. We do this for every election as well. It just allows you, the board, to give staff the ability to do just what it says, do these preparatory steps prior to coming to a board meeting so that, all the due diligence is done and we can lay things out for you based off of course, statutes and numbered memos. I will say that I added signature lines for the entire board. That was not on the, I did make a change that everyone got to the language based off of an updated numbered memo, but I also added signature lines for every board member as well for you to sign today.
does anyone have any questions?
The delegation is set forth in the resolution, follows what the numbered memos are that come from the state. So there really isn't anything here that's new or novel.
Okay, is that it? Is there a motion?
I move we accept the resolution on delegation for preparatory steps.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Excellent. Madam Director, your remarks, please.
Not a lot to go over. List maintenance. Staff completed the first stage in the state board's registration repair project. We individually reviewed a provided list from the North Carolina State Board of Elections from the voter registration database that apparently had, they were missing the HAVA required ID information. The list contained 97 active registered voters and 38 inactive. We were able to resolve 33 on the active list and 10 on the inactive. The remaining 92 off of our Dare County list will receive a letter mailed out from the North Carolina State Board of Elections this week. Actually, the update to that is I believe they were started to be mailed out yesterday. Voters should provide their ID numbers by either completing the letter and mailing it back to the County Board of Elections. You can also go online. if you have a driver's license, you can go online and register with North Carolina NCDMV, and you can put your information in that way, or you can come in person to the Board of Elections. The letters do contain a self-addressed envelope to make it easier for you to return that information to us. The state board should be sending out around 82,000 in letters to individuals whose voter registration records lacked one of those numbers. That was required by the state and federal laws. I have added a search tool on the front page of our website. So as soon as you go on to our website, you can click on that search tool and see if you have the information in our system or if you need to do that. So you can jump ahead of waiting for a letter. And to remedy that, if you do find that you are missing that information, you can contact us. You can print a registration form right off of our website. We can mail you one. You can come in person, just do an updated registration form, provide those ID numbers, and that would take care of it. And those ID numbers are your driver's license and or the last four of your social. Our new position. So everyone knows that we were approved for a new position with this most recent budget. The deputy and I interviewed 9 applicants for the position of election system specialist. I extended an offer on August the 8th, 2025. There's some preliminary steps that have to be taken by Human Resources, but she's since been approved, and her name is Caroline Lindsay. She lives in Currituck, but I think that she's going to be a wonderful addition to our team. She's very bright. She's currently working already for the local government in Currituck for the library. So she's understanding of how government things work. She's also spent some time, I believe, in the clerk's office and performing other duties. So I think she's going to be a great addition to our team. She will start the first week of September. New voting machines. So new equipment will be delivered August 21st. So that's Thursday. That may or may not happen now, given the storm, the route they have to take. The only issue would be the wind. So I have not heard that they have canceled that delivery date. So I'm still on board to expect all of the equipment to be delivered. We did receive from our SST, our field specialist person from the state, did bring us the workstation. We've gotten that set up, and we are going to have someone from the vendor come and do some training for me for the workstation. It's an entirely new election reporting system. Acceptance test and staff training for the rest of the equipment will be held September 4th and 5th. I don't have a date for the coder training for myself for the election software yet, but the vendors will come. They will test every piece of equipment, and they will also give us a little bit of training. That's September 4th and 5th. It's going to take some time to unbox everything, but the board is certainly welcome to come those days and see not only the testing, but to also get some one-on-one, hands-on introduction and training to the equipment being the tabulator, the scanner, and also the ADA compliant machine, Express Vote. I'm working on a press release for the public to inform them on the new voting equipment. That was also supposed to be a meeting that I was having with PR on Monday, but given the storm, they've been pulled away. So we have that tentatively scheduled for either Friday or next Monday. And we're going to try to put together something that not only would be a link maybe to our website, but also something that Dare County will put on, use their social media and press release to put out so that the public is aware that there's new equipment. And if they have any questions about the equipment and the functionality of it, the vendors provided some information for PR for us. So we'll use that to help educate them. Upcoming events, again, new equipment's delivered August 21st. September 9th or the 22nd, There's board member meeting training held by the county manager's office. So I sent information to you. Ms. Buzz, I do have you for the Buxton class, and we have had 2 members sign up to attend the meeting, I believe the 22nd for you guys in Kill Devil Hills. This is something new. The county manager has, I think, found that there's a lot of boards and committees in Dare County for all kinds of things. And this is a way for him to educate members on those boards and committees and to doing things uniformly and in compliance with the law, is my understanding. Also, I think that there's going to be a push for all minutes to be submitted to one central location for Dare County. They are public record. So I think they're working on having an access location for all the minutes. So I will attend the meeting that's going to be held here on the 9th to make sure that I understand what it is that they want us to do as far as our public records go. Dare Board of Elections will host an in-person campaign finance training in this room, the Board of Commissioners meeting room, on September 24th. A representative from the state will come and conduct the training. So it's something that you can sign up for online. If anybody wants more information, they can certainly contact us. It's a great training. Treasurers, any committee treasurer has to have training. And so you can do that online, but in person is wonderful because you can ask a lot of questions and get that one-on-one contact. So we do encourage all committees and treasurers to attend that, candidates as well. Absentee ballots will begin to be made available on October 3rd. So that's the day they will go out and can be accessed that day. Voter registration deadline is October 10th at 5 p.m. Early voting begins October 16th. That's a Thursday. And the next board meeting will be September 16th. And that is the meeting that we will appoint chief judges and judges for the early voting site, Kill Devil Hills, and based off of the numbered memo, and I will send that out to you in the packet. We do not have to appoint chief judges and judges for the Board of Elections site. They're considered, that's an admin site. So for this election, the only appointments that have to be made would be for Kill Devil Hills. And this one should be a lot easier than appointments we've done in the past where we've had multiple sites, multiple shifts, multiple chiefs and judges. But you'll find in the information, the guidance that I'll send you, one of the methods is a slate method that has worked well for us in the past, where we have a number of chiefs and a number of judges, so that in the event someone has to fill in, they've already been appointed to be a judge. I think, though, with our one shift and one site, we should be able to cover that fairly easily. But the parties do recommend those, so they will get a letter from me letting them know the deadline. They have to have their letter in within 5 days of the meeting. So we will also have that to pull from to make those appointments. And that is all I have.
Can I ask a question of staff? Just a couple of things. First, on the new voting machines and equipment, is it my understanding from your report that that is the full request that the board had developed and presented to the county earlier during their budget process?
Yes, sir. So we get all new ADA compliant machines, and as well as the DS300 scanner tabulators for all the precincts. And then there was enough funds left over to get 5 ballot on demand laptops and 6 ballot on demand printers. And so if we can get testing and things up and running in time, we should be able to use those for early voting and absentee as well. And that is where we basically print a ballot on demand. And I'm very excited about that. I think that's going to change a lot as far as our accuracy goes. So yes, we got that. I will say that we also had enough money requested for laptops and printers for poll books. There will not be enough time to order those and have them ready for the municipal. So they will be ready for the primary. We will definitely order them soon, but to get them prepped and ready would take more time than we have. And I want to focus on the equipment that we have to use, the new voting machines. So we will get them ordered. I'll let you know on that timeline. And but we will use the laptops and the printers for the 6 municipalities that we have, and we'll phase in the new poll book laptops beginning next year.
Okay. I want to thank you, staff, and the previous members of the board who worked on this. I think it was time to substitute the equipment, and I'm delighted that we were successful thanks to the Dare County Commissioners for
Yes.
seeing the light and coming around on a couple of questions. So that's great. And I look forward to welcoming new staff. Very excited to have the addition. Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions or comments for Kelly? Okay. My only remarks are to once again thank the parties for their thoughtful and hard work choosing candidates for chiefs and judges and assistants. Excellent candidates all. And I want to thank Kelly and Rebecca for their diligence in contacting people to make sure that they are willing to work and willing to take on our hefty schedules, and all the work that you have done on this equipment and will continue to do. You guys are awesome. So thank you. We look forward to meeting our new staff member. It's very exciting, and I'm sure it must be for you. And I want to thank the board members today for your awesome cooperation and input during our meeting of putting this list together of chiefs and judges. And you guys are awesome too. Sure.
That this list will be posted in our office. The list of appointed chief judges and judges will be posted in our office as well as the courthouse. And we also draft and mail a letter to each appointed chief judge or judge, letting them know that this happened, took place today, and that they, what position they were appointed for.
Okay.
Madam Chair, just one word, or a couple of words. I'd like to acknowledge those persons that have stepped up to their civic duty to serve as chief judge and judges and assistants in our elections. It is a time commitment, and I just commend those citizens for their willingness to serve. So thank you all.
Absolutely. Anyone else? All right. I think we're done for today. Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? This meeting is adjourned at 12:25 PM, and thank you very much.